Hey there everyone, it's me, Carsyn Cunningham, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and you know the rest. And I'm making this introduction video just to let you know that I apologize for not being that active for several months afterwards, because the last video that I've uploaded was my unboxing mini-series of my Winnie the Pooh VHS collection, which started with Storybook Classics. And I want you to know that I'm fine, I'm doing well, but don't get too worried about me, because these are the kinds of things that people on YouTube always do, you know. Sometimes always have their own personal lives, and I'm definitely one of those people. And I want you to know that I'm having a bit of struggles right up here in my head, both physically and mentally, because I have to do other stuff like babysitting, errand running, and pool fixing, because if you haven't noticed right now, I'm at my pool area filming this, and while things are going well, but not so much for me, because like I mentioned before, that I'm struggling just a little bit, and it is a bit hard for me to catch up doing these things. And I did have plans going on in my head for other video ideas on YouTube, my channel, but I really haven't gotten to them because of my personal life and all that. But I really hope one of these days I'll catch up soon enough, and don't you believe that this is the last of me, because I have other ideas I want to make soon, but for right now I'm still busy at the moment. But anyway, with that out of the way, I really hope you do enjoy this video. So thanks for watching this introduction, and enjoy.
There are so many dishes that come from various culinary cooks, and now a newcomer approaches with his own. Some of them can be very unusual, but they can be very interesting. You might think it's an odd combination, but in the end, you'll find it's delicious.
This is Cooking with Carsyn.
Today's dish is the Cunningham Special 2.5.
Hello to all you cooking enthusiasts out there. I am Carsyn Cunningham, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Carsyn. Now, you may already know, if you've seen this thumbnail, that we're making the Cunningham Special once again. Now, you're probably going to ask me this question: why am I making this sandwich again? Well, like I mentioned before, that it's a prototype, an early version of the sandwich, and there will be some certain things that I will be adding to the sandwich once it's fully complete. But before we do all that, we have to make the sauce first, and you can see all the ingredients that I have to make the sauce put together. Well, I hope you're ready to make the sandwich, and if you don't, pause this video and go to your local grocery store to get the ingredients to make this sandwich. And if you are, let's just settle down and take a seat, and let's get right to it. So I would start off with some 2 sauces from Frank's Red Hot. I have me some buffalo wing sauce, and I got some extra hot sauce. I suggest we start off with the wing sauce, and then we put in the extra hot sauce. Next, we put in some Sweet Baby Ray's buffalo wing sauce. And then we put in some Hellmann's creamy sriracha sauce. Make sure to spread the sauce in a circular or spiral-like motion. And last but not least, we put in some Melinda's ghost pepper sauce. Make sure to add in a few drops into your concoction, but don't add too much to it or you won't be able to eat anything with the sauce. It'll cause your entire mouth to burn and you won't be able to feel anything, especially your tongue. And now we're going to put some spices into the mix. Let's start off with some chili balm from Funky Soul Spices. Next, we put in some tahini. After that, we put in some oregano. Of course, the brand that I'm using is from McCormick. After that, we put in some crushed red pepper flakes. And last but not least, we put in the usual salt and pepper. And when you're all finished, grab yourself a handy whisk to mix it all together. Or you can use a mixing machine or a blender. It doesn't matter which way you mix it. The one important thing to remember is that the sauce will be complete when everything is put together. And now the sauce is fully complete, I'm going to put it in this big bottle right here, and to avoid any spills, I have a funnel. Of course, if you do have a different kind of bottle or just a mason jar, you can put some of that sauce in there too. And now we pour in the sauce, which is a really good angle, which I do say so myself, huh? Of course, all joking aside, the sauce is finally inside the bottle. And to test out the sauce, I'm going to pour it in this nice little handy sauce cup right here. You have to be very careful while making a sauce like this. It has to be very proportionate and very good to eat, so you can use it for not only sandwiches but also chicken wings. And after doing a little quick taste test, I will say this sauce is pretty good. And finally, let's start making our sandwich. The bread I'm using for this one is a huge Italian loaf. You have to make sure you cut it nice and straight and never make a curve. You should also make sure that there are no lumps and bumps while cutting it in half. It's also worth noting that there'll be a lot of breadcrumbs spreading around your table, so make sure to remove them so you can feed them to the birds later on. And because of this, our bread is finally cut in half, with no lumps or bumps. And now we start placing our condiments from the base. We start off with the chicken. Now the chicken I'm using is Go Snacks Toppers, chicken breast bites. Now the way you put the chicken on here is a long, lengthy process. You have to squish them so they'll be able to fit on your sandwich, along with the other condiments. Now here comes the most interesting part. Make sure you grab yourself a little sauce brush along with the sauce to spread it all around. First you pour the sauce all over the chicken, and then you grab your sauce brush to spread it all around. And make sure that every spot is not missed. Next we're going to add in the cheese. We start off by using some cheddar, and the brand that I'm using is Sargento. The amount of slices that you need are 3. Next we add in some pepper jack, also from Sargento. For this cheese, make sure you turn it into a 45-degree angle, just like this. And now for the meats, we start off by putting in some sliced pepperoni. Next we put in some bacon. Now the bacon I'm using is Oscar Mayer's fully cooked original bacon with a naturally hardwood smoked flavor. Also a question, do you guys do microwave bacon? Let me know in the comments. Also, you have to put in 6 strips, 3 on each side. Finally, we put in some hard salami. Both this and the pepperoni comes from a company called Dietz & Watson, which I forgot to mention. For this, you put in 4 slices. Once the first half of the sandwich is done, you can place it on either a cookie sheet or a stone rack. For me, I'm using a stone rack. Make sure to place the bottom and top half of the sandwich separate, just like this. And then you pop the little sucker in the oven for 350 degrees for 10 minutes. Of course, no sandwich would be complete without any vegetables, like a ripe red juicy tomato, crunchy green leafy lettuce, and purple snappy red onions. Of course, if you don't prefer either one of them, you can just leave them out either if you're allergic or anything else. And now, once you're done with this, we can also add in some other veggies that don't need slicing at all. These come in handy little jars from a company called Mesra, which I apologize for butchering that last name. We have here some sliced hot jalapeno peppers and sliced golden Greek pepperoncinis. And you may not notice about me, but I always struggle with reading. Not that you really need to know about that anyways. Once your 10 minutes is up, we can finally bring that sandwich out. And as you can see right here, you notice that the salami has turned from a light to a dark pink. And now we add in the veggies, starting with the tomatoes, the lettuce, the onions, and when they fall out, you can start to put them back on there. Now we add on some pepperoncinis, and finally jalapenos. After that, you flip over the top half of the bread upside down, and get ready for the grand finale, ladies and gentlemen. We go back to our special sauce and you pour it all over the roof, and then you spread it all over with the sauce brush. Make sure every spot is not missed. And finally, you add in some salt and pepper. Well, I guess you could say it's one of the most best seasoning of them all, huh? Once that's done too, you can finally put it on the top and then squish it down tightly. Make sure it's secure. And there you have it. The Cunningham special sandwich is finally complete. Of course, I had to move the leaves out of the way, and there you go. It's finally complete. Just like with binging with Babish, he always does a little cross section while cutting the dish in half. But I will say that everything looks exactly like it's supposed to, just like what every sandwich should be. So, do you like what you see? Are you going to do the exact same instructions like I did? Or did this inspire you to make your own sandwich also? Make sure to tell me in the comments below. And if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this. And wow, this sandwich is so good. And I give this a thumbs up. And with that, I'll see you all next time. What the heck, I'll just take the whole thing.